Boys, what is up? It is your boy D, and this is DeezCards. Welcome back to Sealed Only Sparring, Episode 2. If you didn't catch the first episode, Sealed Only Challenge is about me and my friend Kyle working our way up to playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In a local tournament. Neither of us ever played at an OTS store together, so we're training. Your boy D took the dub in the first episode. If you didn't catch that, check it out. I'll put the card up here. And before we get any further into it, I just want to remind you that if you are here, you are one of D's boys. This channel's all about content for the boys. And woo! We took the dub. Kyle went down hard. I think he felt the pressure of playing with the time limit for the first time, and we used that to our advantage. Because our Machina boys, they just swarm the field and they can OTK so fast. I'm super excited because now we got some more product, and that's going to be added on to the Sealed Only Sparring Challenge. I don't want to waste your boys' time. I know time is precious and you want to just get to the duel, but I'm going to be opening one box of these out of the case, which came out to about 20 bucks each, and this was about 15 bucks at Target, so a little over budget today, but I needed the dice, so yeah, give me a little bit of forgiveness. All right, boys, let's get these packs cracked. All right, boys, let's get in on this Dragons of Legend, the complete series. Well, I opened that without starting recording the camera, so let me just give you a rundown of what I got in the Dragons of Legend really quick, because that's embarrassing. Got the promo card, Jinzo layered. Now, I thought that this would come with 2 dice, but we got the 1. It's actually pretty cool, but that means I got to buy another one of those if I want 2 sets of dice, 2 pairs of dice, which kind of sucks. So we got a Wiretap, which is the only playable card out of all of those. Aquarium set. We get that boy Orichalcos, the Goddess Bow, Cypher Wing, Reverse Reuse. We got a Train card, Legendary Knight Timaeus. Oh, this is where it slaps. We got the Dark Magician Girl Knight in here, which is pretty cool. And the Eye of Timaeus in the same pack. Berserker Soul, a Raid Raptor card, Celestial Sword. We got that Ice Hands. Won't be getting cold feet because my hands will be too busy being frozen. A bunch of Flower Cardian cards. Number 73, which requires Water Monster. Performapal Uni, Tyrant Burst Dragon. See, there's more Flower Cardian support. I don't know how that made it in there. I don't know if anybody plays it. Adai's Mirage Dragon. I don't know if that's any good. Already got 3 of these. Another Raid Raptor card, another Timaeus. Mathematician's a good normal summon if we want to play Shadal's. I don't know if we'll come across that in the packs we're opening. Some Blackwing support, another Blackwing card, Psychroid, Roulette Spider. Maybe I'll throw that in there just for the memes because it's low stakes until we actually go play. Shout out to First Book of Harry Potter, Aquarium Lighting, Performapal Corn, Legendary Cardian Bullshit. Now we're going to move on to the Max Gold. Actually has some potential value. 4 packs of this bad boy. Get some good link monsters and some hand traps in here, which is reason enough to be opening 5 things of this across the course of the series. And starting off with Drowning Mirror Force, which is probably a better card than everything I pulled out of the last one. Flame Bufferlo, okay. Gaia the Dragon Champion. Barrier Statue of the Drought. That actually is good, because we're playing Earth Machines. Neither player can special summon monsters except for Earth Machines. If I can find a way to protect it, that card is honestly solid. Cosmo Dark Destroyer. Okay. Mage Power. Hidden Temples of Necro Valley. Okay, pretty solid first pack, not gonna lie. Barrier Statue. Pretty good. Maybe I'll find a way to mess with that. Number 87, we got Night Beam. Cool source of removal. Don't know if we need it though. Got a Gimmick Puppet Xyz monster, Tour Guide, nice. That's just a generally fan favorite card. Utopia the Lightning, don't think I'll be able to use that in the way my deck is built at the moment. Wait, Stone of the Ancients, playing Blue Eyes maybe? I saw some Blue Eyes decks at the store, maybe I'll cop those instead. Artifact Lancia, solid staple. Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, okay. Barrier Statues are easy to pull apparently. Machine Duplication, oh, that's actually maybe a good card for us. If we go the Cyber Dragon route. Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Mistaken Arrest, and that is it for that last pack. Let's get it going, maximum gold, baby. And thanks again, boys, for stopping by. Once I open this pack, we're going to cut over to the deck building, and then we'll see what Kyle's up to, and then we'll be meeting up to duel for the second time. Dragon's Mirror. Another tour guide. Transcode Talker. I don't know if that's any good, but I feel like it's been used. Got Sky Striker Kagari. building that Sky Striker deck. Maybe we'll move into that instead. Noble Knight, Ektar. So, not a whole lot this week. Not super lucky, but we got a piece of dice. Machine Duplication, Artifact Lancia, Night Beam's a good staple. Barrier Statue of the Drought's a tech option he might not see coming if we slap that on him. And Drowning Mirror Force. And then from the other one, Wiretap. In the early stages when maybe he's playing more trap cards, that might be good. Alright boys, let's check that deck out, see how much sauce we can add to it. Alright boys, so the deck is going to be the same as last week except for a few side deck upgrades. I'll just show you the changes. I took out a few shitty cards from the side deck. We got Mistaken Arrest that I pulled from Gold. We got Wiretap, just in case he throws those Mirror Forces into action. I got Barrier Statue of the Drought. Like I said, this card seems like pretty cool, but he can definitely summon something and deal with it. I don't really have a great way to protect it. It's in the side deck. Maybe I'll try it out in game 2 if I know I'm going first. Drowning Mirror Force, better than some of the other cards that was in the side deck for sure. And then Artifact Lancia. We don't banish it all, really, except for Megaform, and that's hardly ever. So I think that card actually will have a pretty high impact against some of the combos that he has if he's banishing it all. The rest of the side deck cards the same, more or less. Machina Overdrive. 2 Supply Squads. That can be used proactively, so it's not terrible. 2 Pot of Avarice. 1 Iron Call. 2 Possessed Storage back to the front ×2. That's the rest of the side deck. Then our main deck is exactly the same. Machina Overdrive, 3 Solemn Strike. We got our limiter removals, Iron Draw, Cosmic Cyclone, the best searcher in the deck. Got our 3 Kaijus, our 1 Megaform, 1 Possessed Storage to get that special summon, 3 Scrap Recycler, Gear Frame that Stratos boy trying to be a hero, Radiator ×3, Aerator ×3, try to pronounce those and make them sound different, you can't. 3 Fortress, big boy, and then the biggest boy of them all, and there's that 3rd limiter removal chilling in the back that my sweaty ass hands were hiding from me. So that's our deck profile. Let's pass it over to Kyle, see what he's whipping up for this week.
Alright, welcome back to episode 2. My name's Kyle Anderson. So, to no one's surprise, I lost the first episode, and I probably should have seen that coming considering I had no game plan going into it. Since the last episode, I did a whole bunch of test hands and test plays with the cards that I had built in the last episode. However, with the product that we're opening today, hopefully I can get some good cards to put into the extra deck, and even some to go straight into the main deck. And even if I don't pull anything to put into the main deck, I'm gonna definitely be reworking it and playing with the ratios. So let's get right into the opening. Alright, so straight into the opening, probably to nobody's surprise, but I'm going to be opening up quite a bit of the 2020 Megatins. It's pretty much a Dragon Link starter deck, the main sealed product that is needed to create Dragon Link, because every extra deck card is pretty much in this set. On top of opening up a Megatin today, I'm going to be opening up the Spirit Charmer structure deck, because there are some good spell cards in here that I can use, such as Regeki and Dark Ruler No More. So, busting right into the tin. Wow, that's kind of bad. Hopefully that was just done in shipping somehow. You guys just saw that I unwrapped the Konami wrap, right? 2 of the packs seem to be okay. This one is open, and if you can kind of see in there, the card itself, right there, I'm not going to take them out yet, looks like it was pressed, so it didn't fully seal the pack, it actually cut the card. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, we'll save that one for last. Let's actually open up the structure deck first, just because it's the less exciting one. Just like every other structure deck, you get your playmat. I guess they stopped including the starter guide, and I always struggle with these because I have the world's driest hands. If there's anyone watching this, well, there are people watching this. If there's any kids watching this, make sure you drink enough water. Don't end up with hands like me. So we get a token. It's pretty cool. But the main cards we're here for is Regeki. There's probably a lot of cards in here that I could probably use in the future, but the main ones that I got the thing for. So Regeki, Effect Failure will be a good one. Terraform Ring could come in handy. Twin Twisters, although we have 3 copies already from the 3 structure decks, so I'm not going to pull this one out of here. Dark Ruler no more. And I believe that's about it. Yeah. I know it probably wasn't the greatest purchase for, you know, 10 bucks just for 4 cards, but hey, I needed to round off the budget somewhere. I was like, hey, there's 2 Megatins and there's a single Spirit Charmer structure deck, which is all they had in stock for anything Yu-Gi-Oh! So I figured that would be my best bet. So anyways, the 4 pulls from the structure deck, I'll just leave them right off frame here. And we'll get into these mega packs. All the cards seem to be pushed towards the top, which is kind of surprising why the bottom got cut on that one, but we'll see what's up with that. So there are, like I said, a handful of extra deck cards in here that we could really use, but let's just go ahead and see. Dino Wrestler, Familiar Evil Eye, Dino Wrestler, Fighter Beast Charge. Most of these commons aren't going to do me any good. Time Thief Winder, Princess, Kismek, Evil Eye, Deranged Lost of Dragon. Wow, we didn't pull anything. Let's move on to pack number 2. Hopefully all we're not changing in the deck is the those cards. That'd be kind of upsetting. $20 down the drain for nothing. Alright, Tenny Spirit. Wow, how are we gonna get Tenny Spirits after the Spirit Charmer deck? That's crazy. Let's get to the shiny boys. FA Shining, Witchcrafter. Hey, there we go. That's something useful. So Guard Dragon LP, Evil Eye Domain, Witchcrafter, Subterror, another Tenny, more Tenny. Jeez. This could possibly come in handy. Guard Dragon Cataclysm. Tribute 1 dragon monster, target 2 on the field, destroy them. You can only activate 1 of these per turn. At least pack number 2 wasn't a total waste. Pack number 3 with this weird cut. You know, let's just open it from the back and just go straight into that, because that's pretty interesting to me. You got like smooshed. Just look at this card. You can see the little rippling. Yeah, you can see where it's kind of rippled, like the base of the pack there. Interesting. Well, at least that's why it was ripped open, and it wasn't like someone somehow opened up the pack in the tin and then put it back in. Guard Dragon Promises, World Legacy Guard Dragon Mardark. I can read. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Test Panther, Mermail, fusion card that we don't need, Witchcrafter. My lights are way too bright, so Ebon Angel of the Burning Abyss, Barricade Blocker, Berserker of the Tenny, Medolce, Marincess, You're in Danger, and Unchained Twins. Alright, well, for my first opening, I do not have the God pull hands like Derek has. That is why this is DeezCards and Kyle's cards. Alright, so I just figured that I would go over the pulls again one more time. I don't know, kind of wrap up where $30 got me this week. It's very underwhelming. It's only 7 cards and 4 of them are from the structure deck. Alright, so after looking over everything, these are going to be my sub-ins. I'm going to be putting LP instead of my second copy of Warlord Furious because he really doesn't do anything and I'm only running 1 copy of Poly anyways. I'm taking out all 3 copies of Shell Rocket, putting in Dark Ruler No More, Strange of the Lost Dragon, and Guard Dragon Cataclysm. Taking out Keeper of the Shrine for Regeki, 1 copy of Auto Rocket for Effect Failure, Squib Draw for Terraforming, subbing out a copy of Return of the Dragon Lords for a 3rd copy of Dragon Shrine because I feel like that card's way more useful. And I'm adding in a 2nd copy of Mirror Force and a single copy of Magic Cylinder. So that's going to be bumping me up to 42 cards in the deck. But I feel like right now with the cards that I have available and the limited combos without Link 1s and such, that having a little bit more probably wouldn't hurt too much. I'm not sure if that really makes sense. So if you're watching this and you see any plays that I make or any tips for my deck building, definitely leave a comment below. I'm totally down to learn. That's the whole point of this sealed only sparring, is we're trying to just become better players, especially me. I'm very casual. I had mentioned that I had gone to a locals back in when I first started playing, back when the game came out, but I was so young and never took anything super seriously. So my decks back then were non-sleeved, mostly stuff from the anime. So I really didn't know too much what I was doing, and getting back into it, there was obviously so many more things since 2003. It is a lot to wrap my head around, but I have a feeling that I can get into this and get pretty good at it. So, like I said, if you have any tips, definitely leave them below. But this is where I'm subbing in from last time.
What's going on, guys? We're back at Kyle's place. What'd you open up this week, Kyle? Any good pulls?
I did a 2020 Megaton and the Spirit Charmer structure deck. Most of my cards came from the structure deck, to be completely honest.
Oh,
my pulls are pretty bad.
You're gonna be hitting me with the Regeki this week, huh?
I hope so. Try to.
Yeah, I didn't really get too much either, to be honest. I opened up some Max Gold and a Legendary Dragon Complete Collection. I don't know. You're gonna have to wait and see if I made any changes at all. Any good combos coming this way? You learned those Dragon Boys?
I worked on some combos, so hopefully I can pull them off.
All right, well, let's get training. Let's get sparring.
Yeah.
Throw down. Alright, boys, we are back. Thanks to everyone that watched the first episode. Super excited with how many of you guys seem interested in this. We recorded a few of these in advance, so if you give us some feedback, it'll take us a few episodes live to be able to implement it, but we are super excited to bring a few of you boys on the journey, so if you have something that you want to see, we are more than open to the criticism, so let us know in the comments down below. Also, things are pretty busy in my life right now, not gonna lie. I might even have to do a studio update with what is going on. I want to put these videos out once a week if possible, but if not, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you know as soon as these videos drop. So, after the dice roll, your boy D is going first. Drawing 5 big ones and getting ready to play. We are discarding Machina Possess Storage to special summon Aerator in defense. Explaining the effect to Kyle real quick. We use Scrap Recycler as our normal summon. We're going to be able to pitch something from deck to grave. Citadel in there because we want to be able to bring him back once Aerator triggers its effect on his turn. Shuffle up real quick and give Kyle a cut, which I don't think we did at all last episode.
I don't think we did either.
It's starting to get cutthroat out here. We're not trusting each other anymore. Pass and turn with a little back row.
A draw for turn.
Then activate Machina Aerator before proceeding to the standby phase. Target himself, and then we're going to be able to special summon level 8 or lower from the deck. Get a Fortress out there, and then Aerator will pop, which is going to let us bring out Machina Citadel from the graveyard, making Kyle stare down to a little bit of a scarier board than he was anticipating.
Making those giant boards off the rip. Hating it. Doing a lot of thinking. Not sure what to do. So I normal Gateway Dragon and use his effect to special a level 4 from my hand. And since I have a rocket on the field, I special Outrider from hand in defense position.
Dude, these combos are going slick compared to the last time.
No more T-set. So I do a Link 2 into Quad Boral.
Oh, you even remembered to search. Dude, you're on your game this time.
And use Outrider's effect to search for a rocket. Trying to remember all my graveyard effects this time. So I add Tracer to hand off of Outrider. Offered D a cut and he said nah.
Straight up rejected you.
I played Boot Sector launch. So I use Boot Sector to special summon Tracer. And I use Tracer to pop Gateway to special another rocket from the deck.
Surprised you didn't go for Boot.
Yeah, I can't recall what I did here. So I special the one rocket from deck, do a Link 2 into Booster Dragon. Then I go to activate Quad Boral to discard a card and target a Link monster. I pitch Twin Twister and target Booster.
Kyle gives me a quick rundown of the effect, explaining that he'll get 2 special summons off of Quad Burl because he's destroying a Link 2 monster.
And then Booster will allow me to target and special a separate dragon.
Dude, you got 5 monsters, or Link 5 material out there right now? Crazy.
Yeah, that was quite a bit, huh? So 3 dragons come out, 2 rockets from Quad Whirl and 1 from Booster. Oh, and I do go into a Link 4.
This guy's acting like I don't got interruptions.
Now that I can see on this side of the screen. Man.
Yeah, it's a little different when you're able to see what I'm working with, huh?
Yeah.
Then I activate Machina Citadel on resolution of the summon, targeting himself, which is going to blow up Kyle's board all monsters equal to or lower than 3,000 attack, which does wipe the floor since Cerebors wasn't able to get an attack boost.
So rip me, I went all of that material for nothing.
But again, boys, check the description of the first episode. We are trash, and we are doing this in order to get better. I don't know that we're ready to play at a locals yet against people with real decks, and I think this is, all part of the journey. So thank you for watching the misplays, and make sure you comment down below how we could get better.
Yes, please help your boy out.
Yep. And don't forget to check out Kyle's skateboarding channel.
Yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, that'd be awesome.
So I start my turn, and I go right into the battle phase pretty much, and I attack in with Machina Fortress as well as Scrap Recycler for 3,400. Then in main 2, we set a little bit more back row. I guess I'm hiding it from you guys in this episode, not intentionally so, but you couldn't see it. so you don't know what it is.
So on my turn, I activate Boot Sector and special rockets up to the difference from their graveyard, so that would be 2 because Derek controls 2 monsters.
I'm gonna guess that it's probably Solemn Strike that I have set because I'm reading it to make sure whether or not I can use it on Boot Sector's effect, which I now know that you cannot.
So I use Tracer to pop Boot Sector for a special summon from the deck, and I bring out Silver Rocket.
Damn, dude. 3 boys, no normal summon yet.
I can't recall what I had from...
Oh, I saw that magic cylinder at the bottom.
So Tracer and Silver go into a quad boral.
And then that was the Solemn Strike, and I do activate it. Pay cost and rip Kyle a new one. That Twin Twisters might have been nice.
Yeah, I probably should have kept Twin, but end my turn with 1 boy on the board.
Learn how to couple your shards.
Yeah, we have been watching things about playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In real life. Card shuffling in the hand, ooh, it's a big part of the game. So I go for a normal summon of Machina Gear Frame. Allows me to search a Machina monster from deck to hand. We actually add Machina Megaform from deck to hand off of that search. I guess we do that because we have Machina Fortress on the field already, and we're thinking that if that goes to the graveyard, we are able to discard the Megaform in order to bring it back. So we tribute his card for the Kaiju so that he's unable to get a float in the end phase. Moving into the battle phase, attacking the Fortress into the Kaiju, dishing myself 800 points of damage. So because Fortress was sent to the graveyard, I'm able to target 1 card that he controls and pop it. Actually, I don't think it targets, but I do get to pop the Kaiju, and I get to bring out the Citadel, which gives me more than enough attack points.
I got the limiter removal, so I'm going to attack for game. Alright, GG.
And I'm out here right now trying to tell Derek what my plan was with Zero Boros and Tracer. Use Tracer to pop himself in special to Zero Boros' zones to wipe the board, but since I had already used it that turn, couldn't use it again, and I kind of messed myself up there.
Keeping track of the hard ones per turns gets a little tough sometimes.
Yeah, especially for a smooth brain like myself.
That's another thing, is the power level of my deck right now I think is much stronger than yours without all the cards that you need to pull from packs.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I decided to go first for game 2, round 2, game.
It's a game.
Okay, so game 2. I decided to go first. You got more than 5 in your hand.
Do I? No,
So,
I don't. Oh, I drew early.
So I used Dragon Shrine to pitch Absorider to grave and use Absorider to search for Tracer.
Meanwhile, I realized I was cheating and add my 6 card back to the top of the deck.
So I start off this game by normal summoning Gateway and then bringing out another level 4. Same plays as the start of his last game. Very surprised monster Derek has never seen, Quad World Dragon.
What does it do again?
I think it lets me draw 2. So I use his effect, discard a card, target himself, blow himself up, and special up to 2 rockets from the graveyard. So bring Tracer and Magna Rocket back.
It's time to Synchro 8, man.
Yeah, if I had a Savage, this would definitely be the play, but I screwed that up. Set one in the back and passed.
We decided to normal summon the Scrap Recycler, activate the effect, get Citadel in the grave, which is pretty common play of mine. I like being able to get him out when one of my monsters are destroyed. Still not a whole lot I can do at this exact moment, but I do have the Machina Overdrive in hand, which will be good on his turn.
So I decided to put both my guys into attack without realizing what he has in grave.
On attack declaration, I'll chain the Machina Overdrive and target the Scrap Recycler, and it'll let me special summon a Machina monster from the deck. Scrap Recycler is destroyed because of Machina Overdrive, and Scrap Recycler being destroyed by card effect will bring out my other Citadel. So it went from a Scrap Recycler in back row to 2 Machina Citadels real quick.
And I instantly regret putting both my guys into attack. So I switch and go to main 2, and I played Dirge of the Lost Dragon.
That's a new card you added.
Yes, this is one that I pulled during this episode. Clear Citadel, so if he was to activate its effect, then his life points would be halved.
Alright, and then on that, we draw into the limiter removal. Normal summon Machina Gear Frame and activate the effect to search. And he has a failure. Looking back on this one, it probably would have been better just to do the Iron Draw while I had 2 monsters on the field. We move into battle phase and attack Tracer with Gear Frame.
And I activate Tracer's quick effect to pop himself and special summon another rocket from the deck, and I bring out Silver Rocket since he has a bigger attack.
And these guys will crash, Gear Frame and Magna Rocket, move into main 2 and draw my 2 cards off of Iron Draw. I see I got a Solemn Strike and a Kaiju there. Set the Solemn Strike and pass it over to Kyle, but in my end phase.
In an end phase, Magna Rocket will float because it was destroyed by battle, so I will special summon a Tracer from deck. So I link 2 again into Quad Boral.
And he plays right into the Solemn Strike again.
So to not leave me without anything in defense, I decided to set and pass. So
It's not a T set.
It's not a T set because I have one other card on there.
Drawing another Solemn Strike. I always have that thing on me. Oh. Machina redeployment also. We get another Citadel in the grave, so we are looking pretty stacked here, boys. Like I've said many times, this is a great searcher card. I get to add Machina Megaform as well as Machina Irradiator off of the one discard of Citadel, which isn't really cost if it sets you up to get a 3k body on the board with the Regeki effect. Pitch the Megaform to Special Irradiator, activate Irradiator targeting himself. I bring out the special summon with Irradiator. Because of Iron Draw, I'm not going to be able to trigger Machina Citadel, so maybe not the best play in the world, but hey, it's a 2600 attack monster. We thinking Kyle might be playing some battle traps. And he is, and he hits us with the magic cylinder. We thought he might be playing Mirror Force, so we kept the Citadels in defense.
Please help me get some damage on the board.
My life points are looking pretty low.
So I draw for turn. My one pathetic card. Oh, it's a great card. Alright. Activate that and special summon up to 2 from the grave because he has 3 and I only have 1. And I
dude, you
I
did
decided
great.
to pass on that.
Yeah, you knew I had Solemn Strike.
I make some questionable noises right here.
That's absolutely correct. Use Tracer for the Kaiju. Megaform by its own effect, which is going to allow us to special summon a monster from the deck. We bring out Machina Irradiator. I think we're trying to get all 3 Citadels out on the board. Switching them into attack, getting ready to swing. And there's the limiter removal, doubling all my boys' attacks. We activate Citadel targeting the gear frame. It'll blow up everything on his side of the field with 3600 or less attack, because Machina Citadel does not look at original attack, it looks at current attack. His card does activate and knock me down to half my life points, but at this point we're feeling pretty confident that the life points aren't going to matter.
And then all my monsters get destroyed from the effect of Citadel.
And then we do have quite a few attack points on the field.
You had that without the limiter removal too.
No, I needed the limiter removal to destroy the Kaiju.
That's fair.
But I did have another
second
limiter
one.
removal. So we do end episode 2 with another 2-0. Again, I think that the Machina structure deck is a little stronger than the Dragon Link with what he's working with right now. It's also a lot less complicated.
Yeah, even though there isn't much in the Rocket Revolt, I feel like to get the most out of it, there still has to be some combos to get the big boys out.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, boys, you heard that right. So one thing that we're doing differently in the sealed only sparring series is we are going to basically combine our card pool of what we get from the sealed products via trading. Now, this isn't to say if I get something that Kyle needs, I will automatically just hand it over to him. For the most part, we're going to make sure that he has something that I want in return, you know, like how you would trade IRL. Because the whole point of the series is for us to get better, I feel like this is a pretty good way to spice it up and make our decks better all at the same time. So we're going to take out our cards here and see if we have any trades to make. I'm taking some staples from Kyle. We got Imperial Order, Twin Twisters, Red Reboot, Mirror Force, and we end up taking a few Link monsters as well, like Barricade Board Blocker and the FA Link monster. In return, I'm giving him 3 back to the front, Begone Knave, Dragon's Mirror, which is going to allow him to fusion summon Borreload Furious while banishing monsters, which will also help Topologic Zeroboros get bigger if he goes into it. We're giving him a Pot of Avarice as well as a Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, which might be a good lock for him to go into in the future when he has Dragoonity Knight of Romulus, because he'll be able to lock me out of special summoning while have a way to get it off the board when he wants to pop off. We also trade a Prismatic Secret Rare from his tin opening, Gizmek Yada, which is a machine level 6. It is light, so it doesn't exactly synergize, but it's a potential tech option. We trade that for Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, which requires 2 level 4 monsters and is generic, which will help him in the situation where he has 2 level 4s and no Borreload Savage Dragon to go into. It can manipulate its attack and avoid Machina Citadel, so as long as I don't have some other way to deal with it, like Solemn Strike when he summons it, it is a pretty solid card for him to pick up and use in the extra deck. So those are the trades that we end up going on. This was awesome. Thank you everyone that watched episode 1. I almost can't believe how many people are getting engaged in this. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Me and Kyle are going to turn ourselves from trash to treasure along this journey, and I hope you join us.
Thank you all so much for the support. It's been amazing.
This is DeezCards, sealed only sparring. Got 'em.
Bye!